Part 1: Raskolnikov's encounter with Marmeladov. Murder of the old pawnbroker. In the 1860s St. Petersburg, on a summer evening, Raskolnikov pawned his last valuable possession, a watch, to the old pawnbroker he planned to soon kill. At a cheap tavern, he encountered the drunken Marmeladov, hearing the tale of his family's hardships. Marmeladov, a former official, was a habitual drunkard, fallen and resigned, respecting and fearing his wife, and loving his daughter. Feeling pity, Raskolnikov took him home and gave almost all his money to the family. Returning home, Raskolnikov received a letter from his mother, revealing his younger sister's plan to marry a wealthy businessman. Despite the hope for financial assistance, Raskolnikov opposed the marriage as a sacrifice. His intention to murder the old pawnbroker solidified. Her wealth could relieve many from sacrifice. Heading to the pawnbroker's apartment, he killed her and her stepsister. Gathering valuables, Raskolnikov left, narrowly avoiding encountering the pawnbroker's clients. Part 2: Raskolnikov's illness. Meeting Luzhin. Marmeladov's death. Fearing the worst, he hid stolen items, sought employment from Razumihin, but later rejected everything and left. Razumihin, Raskolnikov's friend, found him delirious, called a doctor, and, against initial refusal, insisted he accept money from his mother. Raskolnikov learned a painter was suspected in the murder, and, while unwell, had a conflict with Luzhin, leading to his expulsion. Fleeing home, he encountered a police clerk, almost confessing to the murder. After a quarrel with Razumihin, he visited the crime scene and decided to surrender. On the way to the station, Raskolnikov witnessed Marmeladov's tragic death, directed them to his home, and gave all his remaining money to the widow. This incident renewed his desire to live. Returning home with Razumihin, he found his worried mother and sister. Part 3: Raskolnikov's opposition to Dunya's marriage. First encounter with the investigator. Raskolnikov opposed Dunya's marriage to Luzhin, leading to a near quarrel. Pulcheria Alexandrovna, Raskolnikov's mother, and Dunya left only after Razumihin promised to watch over him. Dunya's impression on Razumihin was profound. During the next visit, Luzhin's letter was revealed, in which he refused to meet Raskolnikov, claiming he gave the money to a prostitute. Sonya, Marmeladov's daughter, then invited Raskolnikov to their father's funeral. After their departure, Raskolnikov and Razumihin visited Porfiry Petrovich the investigator to inquire about retrieving items pawned by the murdered pawnbroker. Porfiry Petrovich discussed Raskolnikov's article on dividing people into ordinary and extraordinary. Raskolnikov started feeling the investigator suspected him. At home, a nightmare was interrupted by a visit from Svidrigailov, a wealthy landowner in love with Dunya. Part 4: Dunya breaks off the engagement. Raskolnikov's visit to Sonya. Second encounter with the investigator. Svidrigailov shared his life story with Raskolnikov, revealing visions of his deceased wife. Despite his willingness to free Dunya's family from poverty without her sacrifice, Raskolnikov rejected his offer. In the evening, at Dunya's meeting with her fiancé Luzhin, a quarrel ensued, leading to Dunya breaking off the engagement. Raskolnikov, stating he wouldn't return, asked Razumihin to care for his mother and sister. Leaving his family, Raskolnikov went to Sonya, inviting her to come with him and promising to disclose the murderer's name. Svidrigailov, overhearing, later offered Sonya money for Raskolnikov. Raskolnikov then demanded Porfiry either arrest him or let him go at the police station. Porfiry, pretending amusement, claimed no suspicions. As they parted, a previously suspected painter confessed to the murder. Shocked, Raskolnikov left for home, resolved to continue the struggle. Part 5: Luzhin's revenge. Raskolnikov confesses to Sonya in killing. Luzhin sought revenge after his broken engagement with Dunya. The day after, he discussed his situation with a neighbor and decided not to attend Marmeladov's memorial. Calling Sonya, Luzhin promised to help her family and discreetly slipped 100 rubles into her pocket. The neighbor witnessed the exchange. At the memorial, Luzhin falsely accused Sonya of theft, attempting to disgrace her and retaliate against Raskolnikov. However, the neighbor exposed Luzhin's deceit. Humiliated, Luzhin moved out immediately. Unable to comprehend the situation, the German landlady began evicting the widow, afflicted with tuberculosis, and her children. Sonia fled home, and Raskolnikov confessed the murder to her, attempting to explain his motives. Sonia pitied him, promised to accompany him to Siberia, and urged him to confess. However, Raskolnikov was unwilling to go to prison and decided to continue his struggle. Later, they learned that the widow had gone mad, forcing the children to perform on the streets. Sonia rushed to her stepmother's place, finding her dead. Svidrigailov offered to take responsibility for the children, promising to provide the best care for each of them, and help Sonia in difficulty. Part 6: Investigators' visit to Raskolnikov. Confession of murder. Razumihin informed Raskolnikov that the investigator no longer suspected him. Later, Porfiry visited Raskolnikov, accusing him of the murder and suggesting a confession for a reduced sentence. Raskolnikov rejected Svidrigailov's offer of money for escape to America. On the same evening, Svidrigailov met Dunya, recounted Raskolnikov's eavesdropped confession, and promised to help her brother if she favored him. Dunya refused. Svidrigailov then gave money to Sonia for Raskolnikov's imprisonment. Later that night, he committed suicide in a shabby hotel. Raskolnikov bid farewell to his family, received a cross and blessing from Sonia, and at the police station, learned about Svidrigailov's suicide. Shocked, he confessed to everything.